This is the Good Neighbor Podcast, the place where local businesses and neighbors come together. Here's your host, Sophia Yvette.
Welcome to the Good Neighbor Podcast. Are you in need of a physical therapist? Well, one may be closer than you think. Today, I have the pleasure of introducing your good neighbor, Charmaine Longsworth with Physiophyx Physical Therapy. Charmaine, how are you today?
I'm good. Yeah, just finishing up with our morning patients here, but so far so good.
Amazing. Now we are excited to learn all about you and your business today. Can you start by telling our listeners a little bit about your company?
Yeah, so our company is located in Saginaw, and we're not a traditional physical therapy practice. So we're more like a full body approach physical therapy clinic. So even if a patient came from like have only elbow pain, we will evaluate their whole body just to make sure that we're not just looking at the area where it's just painful. We want to make sure that we're able to target other things that might have caused that pain with them. And we usually do like half manual therapy, so hands-on treatment, and then half exercise, whatever the patient needs, and it's all one-on-one care with your clinician.
Amazing. And how did you originally get started with this business?
Yeah, so I mean, I've been a physical therapist for more than a decade now. So I've been to home health, hospitals, assisted living, and the pattern that like is that we see is that patients are not getting taken care of. So it feels like they're just a number. They're being put in the bike, heating pad, and they're being left there for a while, and then the clinician is seeing four different people all at the same time. So patients are not really getting the care that they deserve. So it's kind of like there's a burnt out on both sides. So the patients are not happy, they're not getting better, and then the physical therapists are also burnt out and want to change their careers because they're not able to provide the care that they want to give for their patients. So it's hard, right? So that's why we kind of like have this practice like, hey, maybe it's time. Like maybe we should try to open a practice where patients feel safe and heard and just being taken care of one at a time instead of seeing like four patients within an hour for one clinician. So we just want to have that kind of space so our patients can get better quicker, faster, fewer visits. Instead of coming four times, why not come one time, and we'll give you some things to do at home so you can get better. And then each week we're going to kind of like change that up. Instead of you doing the same exercises while you're here, you can do that at home, right, or at the gym. So we're trying to give our patients independence to get better, giving them tools, but also, you know like with minimal visits, right? But it depends on what they need, but really more patient focused than anything.
Now, being in the physical therapy industry, what is the most common myth or misconception you come across on the day to day?
I would say you only want to see a physical therapist. They think that you want to only see a physical therapist when you're in pain. Yeah, that's a myth because we have some patients that are very active and just want to be, preventative for their health. So either that's going to a marathon and just preparing for CrossFit games, whatever that is, or maybe just like daily life, like I want to prevent, I'm okay now, I'm not really in pain, but I want to be able to just prevent pain from coming back because prevention is the key, right? So I would say that's the most common myth. So you can see a physical therapist regardless if you have pain or not. So it'll be good for prevention.
Now, we know marketing is the heart of every business. How do you currently market your business, and who are your potential patients?
Yeah, so currently, so of course, when we're new, we're doing a lot of like Facebook ads. We just started Google ads last week. But once our schedule is full, most of our patients now are word of mouth. So, if you take care of your patients, then they tell it to their friends and their families, and then it just keeps multiplying, right? And people trust us. Social media, yeah, a lot of, like I said, Facebook, like on the moms group and stuff like that. Um, Platforms like this too, like podcasts, magazines. We do workshops at the gyms or senior centers. attending events in the community. We're a big part of the community. So that's, and then target audience would be like people who are motivated to get better, be pain free, and just into health and wellness, right? They're not letting get anything in the way. Like that, I want to be better. So those are the ideal patients that we have usually.
The resilient people, huh?
Yeah, I mean, they're just like, yes, I want to get better today.
Now, have you ever thought about doing your own podcast?
you know, yeah, but I don't know anything about it. I thought about it, just more like educational, like like maybe about like tips about some exercise you can do at home or something like that, or just like questions like myths, like what you're asking me. Yeah, but I don't know how to do it. I don't have idea.
And outside of work, what do you like to do for fun?
Yeah, so just hanging out. We have kids, right? So we have our 4 year old son, and then our 7 year old daughter. So they're a handful. So we like to hang out with them. Just like it's hot right now to hike or whatever, but we usually like to hike, walk around, just do some outdoor activities, pretty much for the kids.
Well, there's always the pool and the beach, right?
Oh yes, for sure.
Now, please tell our listeners one thing they should remember about Physiophyx physical therapy.
Yeah. So one thing that you should know about our business is that we're more patient focused, so one-on-one care. We're not a cookie cutter clinic, and we want to make sure that we take care of our patients, and we're more like a full body approach. So yeah.
And Charmaine, where does your heart for helping others come from for you?
Yeah, this is coming from like me coming from a third world country, right? So I grew up in the Philippines. It's hard to have healthcare there. My dad had a stroke. If I didn't know about physical therapy, then because I rushed him to the hospital, like, and if I didn't know about the symptoms about it, and if I didn't go to school about it, then I would have not known, right? He wouldn't be here if I don't know anything. So it's nice that I went to physical therapy school, like, hey, what's going on? And I rushed him to the hospital, and we're able to, like, hey, you're having a stroke. No, I gotta go to work. It's like, no, you're not going to work. I gotta, and then I'm only like 19 years old at that time, and I don't know what to do. But then, I'm already in physical therapy school then. So those things I'm familiar with. So we're able to rush him to the hospital then. But if I didn't know about that, then I would have just let him go to work. But yeah, just coming from like a humble family there, and those kind of like scenarios, we want to just help as much people as we can.
Definitely. And thank you for sharing that with our audience today, Charmaine.
Yeah, of course.
Now, where can our listeners go to learn more about Physiophyx physical therapy?
Yeah, so our website is www.physiophyx.com. So it's PHY. See, I can't even spell it myself. So PHYSIOPHYX.com. And then same thing. So same for Instagram and Facebook is the same.
Well, Charmaine, I really appreciate you being on this show. We wish you and your business the best moving forward.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Appreciate your time.
Thank you for listening to the Good Neighbor Podcast. To nominate your favorite local businesses to be featured on the show, go to gnpfrisco.com. That's gnpfrisco.com. Or call 469-221-9345.
Awesome job, Charmaine. You did a great job.